But first, we start with that fast-moving wildfire, which is tearing through Ventura County in Southern California right now. Good morning. It is Tuesday, December 5th. I'm Kenny Choi.
And I'm Ann Makovic in for Michelle. About 27,000 people have been forced to evacuate so far. And reporter Jamie Yuccas live in Ventura County with a look at the conditions on the ground. Jamie.
31,000 acres have burned, Ann and Kenny, and I can tell you that fire officials tell me that 150 structures, residential structures, have burned. Now, the reason they're using that term and not saying homes is because you can see where that fire line is behind me up on the ridge right there. That used to be, along that hillside, there used to be a 200-unit apartment building. So they really don't know at this point in time just the amount of devastation that has occurred, but 31,000 acres have burned. As you said, 27,000 people have evacuated to two different areas here in Ventura. We know that a local hospital burned to the ground as well. It's been a very changing situation with the winds here. You can go to one neighborhood and embers can quickly spark. We've seen a number of homes, some in the multi-million-dollar range, burned to the ground, just depending on the neighborhood. Now, in this specific spot where we are right now, where you can see where that 200-unit apartment building burned to the ground, there is a neighborhood surrounding it down here. They are very thankful that the fire has not come down the hillside. We talked to one business owner, Chris Long, who said that this has just been nothing he's ever seen before.
It was really super windy, and it would kind of die down, and then we would go inside, and then I'd come out and check, and I'd find new fires here and there, and it's kind of scary. I mean, this is a really nice hillside, and catch really killer sunsets off it and all that, and it's just going to be a charred, nasty mess now.
And that's the situation. Firefighters have not been able to get any helicopters up because it was dark and those Santa Ana winds were up to 50 miles per hour. It was just too dangerous to put them up. So we don't know the extent of the damage right now from these burning fires, but we do know that they're going to be putting 4 helicopters up shortly as soon as daybreak happens and taking a look at how much damage has been done here in Ventura. Kenny and Ann.
Jamie, no doubt that there are windy conditions down there. Talk about what authorities are saying about the possibility of containment of this fire because of those conditions out there right now.
Well, I got to be honest, that's the scary part of this situation is usually you see California wildfires able to get contained very, very quickly. Firefighters get a handle on them. We see the water drops happening. This situation, because of these winds, it is spreading and moving so fast that this fire is currently at 0% containment, 0%. So there are still fires that are popping up and burning in other areas. The winds have died down, and fire officials tell me that that's good news for them this morning as they go ahead and try to get those helicopters up in the air. They have 1,000 firefighters on the ground who have been working throughout the night, so they're going to have to reassess the situation once daybreak happens. But again, 0% containment on that 31,000 acre fire.
Well, Jamie, this is hauntingly familiar to all of us, of course, up here in Northern California after the wine country wildfires. A lot of similarities there, the fire breaking out and exploding in the middle of the night where you had a lot of people sleeping and these frantic evacuations. Of course, that led to a lot of injuries and deaths up here. Any word on how these evacuations went, if they were efficient enough, or if we're going to see a lot of horrible numbers emerging when it comes to that?
Well, you know, of course, as you guys can imagine, because you did go through this situation, we just don't know at this point in time. But what I can tell you is that fire officials told me that they were very happy with when they went to neighborhoods and said this is a mandatory evacuation, that people heeded the warning. They wanted me to let people know that people did get out very, very quickly, and they didn't have much argument back about staying within their homes. We did see as we were driving around the neighborhoods, too, even if it wasn't a mandatory evacuation zone, you could see people outside in their pajamas watching and seeing if that fire was going to move, because at one point in time overnight, those winds again at 50 miles per hour, this thing could shift in any direction at any point in time. So I think people really took the precautions, and firefighters seem pretty happy at this point in time. We do know that one person did die, but it sounds like it was in a traffic accident as they were trying to evacuate their neighborhood. So we'll have to assess that portion of it as well as soon as the sun comes up.
Yeah, a horrific situation out there down in Ventura County. Jamie Yuccas reporting for us live. Jamie, thank you so much for the insight.